I'm late. I'm late for a very important date. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. There is a saying that when life throws what is it? Lemons and limes at you, make the most of
When
it. Is that the saying?
no,
No. How's it go
when
then?
life chucks you lemonade.
I can't hear you. Say that again.
When life chucks you lemons, you make lemonade.
There you go. There you go. See, some words from experience there. All from me. Anyway, we'll get into this one. I apologize for being a little bit late. I received a phone call, a very important phone call, and that kind of threw me off track, and I've got to apologize. So what I've done an Uber. I've done an Uber, an Aubameyang. Turn up late. Yeah, we've got some more live news coming right back at you. And I notice we're both wearing red. We're both wearing red. What's the story behind that? But listen, we're not going to get into it now. We'll talk about it after this music intro. Lemons, limes, lime juice. Yes. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. And you know what? Within minutes of going live, I can see like the numbers are just kind of shut up. Yeah, there's some news about Ralph's captain, Captain Auba. Yeah, he's probably going to be sold by Arsenal. He's not my captain, he's Ralph's captain. Because you could probably notice I'm wearing the Colombian top they wore in the last World Cup, and Ralph's wearing the Arsenal jersey with the cannon facing the wrong way.
You've become rather provocative, young man. Rather provocative. I like it. I like it. It's good
There's more to
to
come,
see.
geese.
It's good to see that. I like that. I like that.
And the numbers have gone down now. The numbers have gone. The almost in 20 has gone down right down to 12 and 11 because they see my face. Anyway, guys, before you do anything, make sure you subscribe. Before you make yourself a coffee, make sure you subscribe. Before you have a little nap, make sure you subscribe to Cannon Fodder TV so you can see all the latest news right here and right now. Right. Oh my days. Ralph, how are you, man? You okay?
Yeah. I had to take my daughter and her friends to the beach yesterday. I had a meeting online, which didn't go too well because signals were just all over the place. Um, but other than that, I'm on holes. I'm having great time, quality time with my daughter, and trying to catch up with some other projects that I've promised myself that I will do. Encountered a rather lovely gentleman a block away from here, who he he's driving. He owns a dream car of mine, and I was allowed to sit in it for about a couple of minutes. So to this gentleman, I'm not sure if he looked at his channel or not. Sean, your name is. Thank you very much for making this guy very happy. So I actually took a video, and yeah, it's a dream come true. But I need to start getting the hustle on. So, but yeah, yesterday was a very good day. Yesterday was a very good day.
What car was it?
My Porsche,
Oh, you're
Porsche
joking.
Taycan, Porsche
Okay.
Taycan, sat in there. Uh, the steering wheel. We was talking because he said he had a business, and he's in television at the moment. But he was there to pick up his daughter. His daughter's name is, I'm not going to say, but his daughter's and my daughter share the same name. Um, but just for about 2 minutes, I was living the dream. So yeah, really good, really good, really good. So I appreciate that. Wherever he is in this world, I hope he has lots of blessings and gratitude sent his way because he met this guy really happy.
Okay, wicked. So let's get into this morning's live news. Again, it's usually cut up into three parts. And the first part is well, the reason why people kind of said, "Oh my goodness, is it true?" I don't know if it's true. It's just some news I saw yesterday morning. Selling Aubameyang. Oh my goodness. Arsenal in astonishing U-turn over star player after heavy investment. Arsenal have been handed a major fitness worry in regards to Aubameyang and another player. But the hot news of today is that there is a possibility that Arsenal are thinking of offloading the talisman. Yes, yes, thinking, my goodness. Arsenal could listen to offers for Pierre Aubameyang this summer, just 1 year after giving him a contract extension, a report claims. Well, where's this report come from? You might be asking. Obama's future was very much in doubt last summer when only 1 year remained on his contract. Again, we never learned the lesson. 1 year left on his contract. After helping Arsenal win FA Cup and Community Shield, he eventually decided to stay in North London, but at a large cost to the club, and his form has not been what has been for the last few seasons. But there's some news in regards to it's coming from the Football Insider. Yeah, that figures are claiming that Arsenal could cash in on the 32-year-old and and look to invest the money elsewhere. Ralph, Pierre Aubameyang.
Interesting. There's not much more I can add to that because it's just speculation. There's no substantiated proof. It's just hearsay, just talk. I think it's just paper talk. I mean, why would we fight for this guy and then all of a sudden we want to offload him for when? Sometime next season or season after? I'm not really sold on that, to be honest. I think there's other people that are other players that we need to get rid of, and we had this talk the other day about what the club needs to do. So it's a lot of paper talk. That's my I suppose my blinkered vision of saying it. Because sometimes people probably just throw up these kind of scenarios just to get everyone talking. It's been the international the Euros and the internationals are not really the best time to focus on what's happening at the club, because the diversion is what's happening with the clubs, the European clubs, the national clubs, so to speak. And it's just something to fill the space. And there's a lot more. It poses a lot more questions than answers. Why was Arteta then very definite in trying to get Aubameyang to sign, in order then to sell him? And who's going to buy him? If who's going to sell him, who's going to buy him, and at what price? Are they going to pay his wages for what he's getting paid now? I don't know. There's a lot more questions. The Aguero to me sounds more plausible than Aubameyang. And I saw a bit of your segment yesterday. You was getting a lot of stick, it seems, because people think that it was from your sources alone, not from the tabloids.
But
so
just on Sergio Aguero, I did like a pre-recorded video, and of course I spoke about it yesterday evening. The thing is, it's divided, Ralph. If you look at the comments, I think I'll say it's 50-50. Some would like Aguero, and the others were thinking no, because he's age 32, same age as Aubameyang. I think Aubameyang's 31, 32. But yeah, divided, man. Divided. It's not me. It's just like a news segment that I was reading. But anything
that that upsets the status quo, as it were, is always going to be derisive. For example, I was talking yesterday about Kane and Vardy. Out of the two, who would you take? If you said to the Arsenal fans now, out of Kane and Vardy, who would you take? Because Kane's is 29, 30, I imagine.
28.
28.
Yeah.
28, and Vardy's 30, 31, isn't he? I'm sure he's 31. So if they were on the market and they were looking to go forget about my personal preferences, and also Aubameyang decides to do the off. Let's go with this scenario. Aubameyang's had enough. He's putting it out there that he wants to join any other team in Europe rather than anyone in the Premiership. And at the same time, Vardy and Kane has had enough as well, and they want to move, but they want to stay in the top. They want to stay in the Premiership. Who are we most likely to get if we're looking out for a goal scorer? If we're going to put personal differences aside and where they've played, if you're looking at just their performance and where they are, who would you go for?
Are you asking the subscribers or you're asking me?
I'll put it both. Asking you, and then we can ask the subscribers.
Well, me personally, I will go for. I don't know. The fact of the matter is, I do prefer Jamie Vardy. Just by looking at where he started, playing from the lower leagues, and going, and he's a Premier League winner, whereas Harry Kane is not. He hasn't won anything, and he's aged 28. And I think for me, Vardy, you probably still could get maybe 2 more years out of him. He's hungry, Ralph. The guy is hungry. I think he's probably 32, 33, I think. Maybe someone
find out.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's 32, 33 years of age. And it's just the hunger and seeing what he had to do to get to the point that he is now. And remember, he's a Premier League winner. A lot of the squads they don't have a claim on that. The majority of our squad are not Premier League winners, apart from David Luiz, Willian. But yeah, I'll take Vardy. I'll take Vardy. What about yourself?
So you take Vardy, purely because of that he's won it. He's won the Premiership,
and he's hungry. And again, like I said, that he came from the lower leagues. He came from the. I'm sure Kane has his story, but I will take Jamie Vardy, Ralph, over Kane, Harry Kane. Anyway.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a spanner in the works.
Go for it.
Vardy and Aguero. If you can only choose one.
Oh, Aguero all day
long. They're both won the Premiership.
Aguero. Yeah, for the go output, a striker, we employ a striker to score goals. And if you're comparing Vardy with Aguero's he's got how many goals? He's the top scorer in Man City's history. Top scorer. So yeah. What about you?
Me, I'll go. I say controversial because I'm looking at age. I'll go for Kane because he's a goal scorer and he's younger as well. But I will go with you with Aguero because Aguero is proven. And he goes all around the box to score.
And he's not cheap.
So for me though, I'll go for Kane. If Kane came on the market, let's put it this way: Kane must be kicking his heels at this moment in time because he's in a team that haven't gotten anywhere. As much as we like to lord it over them, they're still above us. But he must be thinking, what does he have to do in order to win?
Leave Spurs. He's going to have to leave Spurs. I just get an impression that with Pochettino and leave it, they probably promised him something. They said, look, listen, the next 3 to 5 seasons, we're going to be in the top 4 and we will make another charge in the Champions League. And all the while, he's probably thinking, I can see myself staying here and winning something. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, Kane. You're 28, stroke 29. You haven't won anything. No major honours. And it won't happen at Spurs. So his best bet would be to leave. Maybe go and play abroad. Go and play abroad. But yeah, it's not going to happen at Spurs.
But there's no. I know James Rowe would say there's no guarantee about how you can map out your career. You can go and join a club, and then the onus is very much on you to perform. Now he's performed at the highest level. He's played for England. I think he scored the other night. but that's all there is to him. I don't want to sound disparaging or anything, but that's all there is to him. In the Premiership, yeah, he's up and amongst the top scorers, but then there's nothing else. There's nothing of weight to say. Actually, this guy can actually win, or drag his team to win a Premiership or FA Cup or a Champions League, let alone a Europa. Or forget the Europa because they're out of that. So if he wants weight, then yeah, he has to move. But would he ever dare cross that barrier into the red and white? And would we take him on?
Again,
If we had a chance, to sorry,
go on.
If we had a chance to get Aguero or Kane, who would you go for?
I'll go for Aguero.
To go for Aguero.
I'll go for Aguero, yeah. But whether the current hierarchy at Arsenal have the nous or the balls to sign Kane, like you said, would he want to come? Would he want to come to Arsenal? He'll probably be called the next Judas, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
And remember, Sol Campbell endured so, even up until now, he endures that tag as being a Judas. But he won a lot more than Harry Kane will ever win.
Yeah, I think what he's won keeps him. It's a definition of what you have to do. You have to go through the fire, as it were, to get the reward that you want. Exactly. And he's happy. It's all the better happy for it, and we're all the better for having him. But would Kane do the same thing? That'd be interesting.
There's only one person that can answer that question. That's Kane. Yeah. Kane. And don't forget as well, there's some photo of him with the Arsenal top in it. When he was a youngster, he supported Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm sure he probably as trying to get rid of that or burn it or something, so he can deny all knowledge. Once a gooner, always a gooner.
It wasn't me, Harry. It was you, man.
Oh no, oh no.
The second bit of news is in regards to Emma Smith Rowe, and there's some worrying in news about his fitness. Yeah, Arsenal have been handed a major fitness worry ahead of the clash against Liverpool this weekend. Oh my goodness, a 20-year-old Emma Smith Rowe. We know that she's done wonders for the team, but looks he could miss the game against Liverpool. Smith Rowe has been away on international duty with the under-21 side, but failed a late fitness test ahead of their game against Croatia on Wednesday night. Manager Adi Boothroyd admitted on Tuesday before the game that the Arsenal youngster was a doubt for their final European Championship game. And he said that we have a couple of players that were waiting to hear from off the back of a few scans. And it looks, again, likely that, as my fears were beginning the season, that Emma Smith Rowe, again, suffering more injury problems. Fatigue, man, fatigue.
It's down to the manager to protect his players. It's quite easy to say that, though. I don't mean to sound like flippant, because when you play, and you want to play because you enjoy it. You want to be challenged. You want to play against the teams that will challenge you, and along that journey, you will pick up injuries. And this is where the manager has to start being a bit savvy and saying, okay, well, we've got Odegaard. Who else can we put in as well? Because if it is as serious as it potentially could be, I've got a feeling it could be up for maybe 2 games. Yeah. And then you're trying to pick up. You're trying to pick up from where you left off, and it takes you a while to get into that stride again. I mean, you look at Bellerin. Bellerin has not been the same player since he got that ACL.
Yeah.
And it takes your confidence as well. So.
And this is why, I said from the get-go, it's wonderful to have Emma Smith Rowe playing alongside Odegaard, but that wasn't the original idea. It was supposed to be either one or the other. that when Emil Smith Rowe is tired, you take him off, and then you play Martin Odegaard. You're playing both of them, and look what's happened to Emil Smith Rowe. Fatigue. It's a long old season. I know he's had like a short history of getting injured, and he's not going to probably play, like I said, for the next couple of games. How many games to go now? Is it nine? 9 games?
8 or 9 games, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not including in Europa as well.
Yeah, it was supposed to be either one or the other plays, not both of them playing.
But then, Alex, that's the manager's prerogative as well. The manager will always use the tools, as it were, to try and get the job done. And if he feels that he has to use 2 players similar, one can drop off and one can play maker, or vice versa, then he'll do that in order to get the result. So as much as we say no, it should be one or the other, the manager will say, well, I understand that, I get that, but then the decision lies with me, and I will play both because I feel that I've got more of a tactical awareness of where we can do more damage against opposition. But this is the kickback. The kickback is, if you're going to do that, then you have to just bear the consequences, because we all know the thing that used to wind me up a bit when Arsene Wenger would say that our players are injured and everything. Every team's players are injured at some point. It's very rare that you get a team go through a whole season and it's the same personnel. You have to freshen it up. You have to shake up a little bit. You have to have a competition for places, and you have to keep them hungry at the same time. And somewhere along the line, 1 or 2 players are going to drop off. 1 or 2 players are going to lose form. 1 or 2 players are going to be suspended. 1 or 2 players are going to be injured. It's how you manage those scenarios, and you have to. There's a thing that when I talk to my store manager, we always said that there's a kind of like a accountability question that we have to ask ourselves. We have to ask ourselves the question that we don't like to ask. What if this was to go sideways? What if I didn't do what I was meant to do yesterday? What's the implications for wherever I work and that kind of thing? The manager must have that kind of contingency plan in place for the what if. So Emil Smith Rowe is now potentially injured, out for 2 games. Who's going to be in the spot? Are we going to be putting too much load on Odegaard? Odegaard picked up an injury while he was on international duty. So what's going to happen if he's injured again? So those are the contingency plans that managers should have way in advance when he plays 2 players with the same kind of technique or the same kind of skill set. And what are the negatives of playing those 2 if 1 or 2 are injured as well? So it's down to Arteta now. Arteta kind of like gambled, and now all of a sudden, out of the 2, 1 is injured. So what's the fallback plan?
Oh, jeez.
And another thing you have to understand as well, and us Arsenal fans, we will understand this. We always have had in the past our key players injured through maybe half or 3/4 parts of the season. I was looking at some really good clips of when Arsenal were in their pomp. I'm talking about from 2007-8 onwards, and we had Van Persie, was always injured. We had I want to say something else. We had Eduardo picked up a massive injury. We had forever Wilshere injured, Cazorla injured. Flamini injured. I've written down like a list of youngsters, as well as those who come in and we weren't too sure about, but they kind of like they fit in. Arsenal have always had a history of young players playing really good up to a point, being injured, and then that's it. And then the season kind of like tailors off. It's how the manager manages the the resources they have at hand.
Yeah, but again, at what cost, Ralph? Look at Emerson Rowe. At what
Well,
cost?
that is the cost. That is the cost, and I'm afraid to say that it's a cost that it's like we're not learning. It's consistent for everyone, but it's how you manage it, because at some point someone's you can I don't recall an Arsenal team not being injured. There's always a key member of the team being injured. Everyone's competing for places, but there's always some key member that's always been injured. So it's how you manage it.
Okay, all right. And the last bit of news is just some updating news in regards to Lucas Torreira. And there's a report which comes from ESPN that Lucas Torreira could be offered his dream move to Boca Juniors, this summer, rather than coming to Arsenal. It's claimed that Boca Juniors want to add a new midfielder and a striker and have two ambitious targets to fill those roles. Torreira and Cavani Edison, respectively. The duo play for Uruguay together and could join forces at Boca Juniors, though Torreira looks to be a particularly difficult signing for the Argentinian Giants. He now looks set to head back to Arsenal this summer, and Boca hope his love for the club will see him make the move to Buenos Aires when his athletic deal ends at the end of the season. So again, we will have to wait and see the news there with Lucas Torreira, and I'll definitely keep an eye on it, because Ralph knows that he's one of my favourites. Not because he's still an Arsenal player, but just seeing the story about him coming to England, London, and struggling with the language, and then Anyway, so those have been the three news segments for it. I think, Ralph, you want to say something else before we're done? And that's it.
I was just going to say that of course, like heartfelt condolences to him, and his family. His mum passing, and I saw a photo of him, like giving his mum a hug, and it's very difficult. I know that what I said on my last post, that I feel that he has a place in our hearts, but I'm always going to remember that him scoring against them down the road, of course. And when I saw him, when I was linked up with him, based on his World Cup exploits, the way he shackled Ronaldo, and any potential high level player that could damage Uruguay, he marked them at the match. So he's a very integral player. I find there's almost similarities between him and Antonio Reyes. Reyes came to the country, and he was kind of like lost, and that's where the club has to look after these young players. I would say that the club has a rather responsible and well-being way to look after Torreira while he's with us. Because we should just give him what his heart wants, because I think that's the best thing that we could do, is give him what he needs at this particular time, because it's not easy at all, suffering bereavement, and then your career as well. Everything takes a back burner for family, and I think that the best thing that Arsenal can do is really just to support him and give him what he needs.
Ah, dear. Just before going live, I did see, I sent out a tweet this morning in regards to both Ralph and myself, having met Michael Thomas and David Rocastle in North London, Wood Green. And the Gunners Pub have actually retweeted that, and they've put a comment saying that what a lovely memory, that the fact that when we kind of turned and we left the store, I don't remember whether they left before us or I can't remember, but
so they left. They left before us. They spoke to us. I can see it now. They spoke to us, realizing that we're not shop assistants, and then they walked out. And then you and I just looked at each other and said, "That's Rocky." And it's like we wanted to go after them, but they're long gone. They're long gone. But it's something that I know that we've done this as a video. And about our experiences around Highbury and where we lived in Highbury, we have been so very blessed that not only that our parents moved us into that area, Not only that, my mum had a bet with my dad about Arsenal beating Liverpool in the FA Cup 1971, which started my journey. Not the fact that our school was literally just down the road from the stadium, and how we've met players just by chance alone, because it wasn't really like the kind of thing that your family wanted you to go to the stadium because of racism and everything else. But just the chance meetings and where we are, we've been very, very blessed in that kind of way. And I appreciate that, this tweet has gone out from the pub. It's what we talk about. That's the reason why we love the club. It's the people and memories of Rocky as well. Yeah.
But what I wanted to say is that it didn't occur to us to ask for the autographs. We just like
No.
It was.
Yeah.
So the guys at the Gunners pub, guys, thank you. The last time we went there, remember, Ralph, when it was the final, and Baku against Chelsea, and we were waiting for the longest time for our moment to get into the Gunners pub because Eltel was already in there.
Yeah.
The Gunners pub, and we're like, guys, let's
But hey, let's reverse that a bit. I would still be on the positive. That's the same pub that we went to when Arsenal beat Chelsea at the FA Cup. Yeah. So and whenever, if you remember, it came to a crucial part of the match, and the screen went down. It was going, oh! I'm sure that they've added a lot more technology for the next matches. I can't wait for us to go back there again, actually, because obviously been shut down. I hope that they're okay and they're looking after their people. So, but again, thanks very much for that.
Yeah, I'm just sending them a message now, just say that we're giving them a shout out on the show. All right, so let's go into the live chat for the first time and see who has joined us this morning for this particular one. Jack Williams, good morning to you, my friend. I think you're probably off away from college now, half term. I think you should be, but welcome back, Jack. One poor season in nearly 4 seasons, and everyone wants Aubameyang sold. These fans seem to have forgotten that Auba has dragged us up to the EL final, FA Cup victory, scoring tons of goals. Well, like my brother said, I think it's more paper talk than the want of the fan base, Jack. Again, I think it's just paper talk. I mean, I don't think this is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It won't happen. But welcome back anyway, Jack. I hope you're well. Good morning, Des. What up there in Newcastle? Morning, guys. Auba is not my captain. If Odegaard stays, it's between him and Kieran Tierney to be Arsenal captain. What do you think about that, Ralph? Kieran Tierney or Odegaard?
I said all along that I don't see the reason why Kieran Tierney can't be captain. He exemplifies what a captain would do. He shouts. If you see I know Arsenal do a lot of player cam on YouTube, where you can actually see certain players, the way that they act during the match. And all I heard from Kieran Tierney is shouting and talking to his teammates. Of course, you won't be able to hear it when there's a crowd around, but you see that you can see the way that a leader would tell his teammates where to be, shouting orders, taking responsibility, not unflinching, going, I would say that he first foot forward, not going backwards. That's what Kieran Tierney does. And to me, it's natural. It's not force. It's not that there's no added weight to his shoulders. When sometimes the captaincy can affect a person, because their form goes and they have that kind of they're withdrawing themselves. Tierney doesn't seem to be that kind of person at all. So naturally, I would say him. Aubameyang. For the negatives that we've steered to Aubameyang, to me, Aubameyang or striker is not a captain because their main goal is to just score. They don't have the I may be wrong in this, but I feel that when the play is away from them, they're kind of like detached. When you're a defender or a midfielder, then you're always thinking about what's going to happen next, what's going to happen next. You know, who's in position, who's not in position. You're shouting, you're communicating the whole time. The whole time you're talking and you're in that person's ear, they're probably looking and saying, look, just give it a rest. And you're thinking, no, I can't give it a rest because you've been out of position quite a few times. So it's like a manager on the pitch. So Aubameyang doesn't have that kind of quality, whereas Kieran does.
Okay. Norini says, why Aubameyang? Well, why not? Why not? I'll throw the question back at you. Why not? Des says, if Auba does that open the door for Martin, or does it mean we are going after Aguero, or does it mean it's his way of keeping Odegaard at Arsenal? What do you think, guys? Again, with Arteta and the club, you just don't know. You just don't know what it's going to mean. If the report is true, which I think is possibly not true, it's probably a way of riling up the fan base because we're so reactionary. You know, they know what to do to kind of press all the wrong buttons there, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think he'll be staying until this contract extension expires. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think will happen. Arsenal Alex, good morning, my friend. Says good morning. I hope you're well. He's doing a little bit promo for us. You know, acting like a moderator. He says, hit the like button, guys. And that says Vardy over Kane. Kane is selfish and dirty. Can't believe he is even captain. I think that's part and parcel as why he probably gets a free pass when he does all that. Those dark art trickery works there. He appears to get like a free pass because he is the England captain. What else do we have here? So we've got the assembled. The assembled says, Jack, this is the problem with the fan base. Did Auba drag the team to victory without the teammates? There should be a team, not individuals. And that is a good point. Yeah, because it's a team. It's a team, isn't it? Auba couldn't survive without the other teammates and vice versa. It's all part and parcel of the same thing. There says, did you guys see the Rocky Roadcaster video I put on a WhatsApp group? If not, please do so. It's good. I haven't seen it. I know you did post it up this morning, but I've been so busy this morning. Yeah, but I'll have a look at that. And there's actually before that says Kieran got 2 assists. Was it 2 or was it 3 assists? I thought he got 3 assists for Scotland. And who else can we pick up on? So that could be Smith Rowe and Saka out against Liverpool. Most likely.
Exactly.
Both youngsters, the best thing since sliced bread, both fatigued, being overplayed, and out against the Liverpool game.
Can I add one other thing to that? While it's quite easy for us to say that Arteta has played them, Arteta did say that he can't seem to want to drop Saka because Saka is really that good. It just goes to show as well how mediocre some of our other players have been, and they should really be not in charge. They should be pushing their way forward to get to our next level. If your youngsters come in and they're showing you where you should be already, and there's a gulf, there's a discrepancy, then you as an older or say experienced player, you should be looking out for your teammates. You should be protecting them. So why it's easy for us to say that Arteta has played them because he has to. The experienced teammates who've been in the team a lot longer and have been been sitting on their hands, so to speak, these youngsters just come in and flip the table. So if it was myself, I would think, well, flipping out, this youngster's only 18, 19, am I in my mid-20s or touching 30, and he's shown me something that I thought I knew. For me, personally, I would want to address that.
Harry me. Oh, sorry. Jack says, despite all his goals, etc., I would never take Kane at Arsenal. He's not a winner. Aguero is. Not triggering anyone, just stating facts.
That's right, Jack. You can state your case.
Yeah. a successful footballer ultimately is a serial winner. Aguero is a serial winner. And one more before we go into the promo video. Doc Photography 1982 says, sell him, bye, best of luck, see you later. He's not good enough, and he's a big child. don't mix your words. Just take it like it is, yeah.
Yeah. Don't hold back. Don't hold back.
Oh, dearie me. And Ray from Arsenal Fan Circle, good morning, young sir. Good morning, Alex.
Hello, Ralph.
Ralph, I haven't told you, I've got a wager with Des. Ice bucket challenge between Des and myself. You probably know anyway. You probably saw the
ice bucket challenge. I thought you said we weren't going to do any ice bucket challenges because it's too late.
Between Des McLeod, who's in the live chat, and myself.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah,
beg your pardon. Okay.
Yeah. So the challenge is, I reckon that Arsenal will not sign Martin Odegaard at the end of the season, and Des, he loves the Viking. He reckons that Arsenal will. So yeah, that's the challenge. And he said, Alex, you know what? I just want to see the bucket over your head.
Des, I want to see the bucket over Alex's head. After what I did last season, I want to see the bucket over Alex's head.
They're all ganging up on me now. Vedish says, don't sell Auba, play him as a reserve 20 minutes. Give Martin a new striker and give him a chance. Okay. Patrick, good morning, my friend. Says, hi, gents. I heard a whisper. We're selling Auba and buying Benzema.
Oh,
Don't believe those whispers.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Don't believe the whispers.
Don't go there, mate.
And one more before we'll take a quick pause for the cause. Cause for the pause. African Soldier, what's happening, my brother? Yes. Big up, Alex. I'll say sell him and give Martinelli and Bannigan a chance. That's what I said. That's what I said before. I said, better still throw, Sergio Aguero in the mix as well. And people say, oh my God, Alex, what are you talking about? It's just an opinion. It's only an opinion. God damn me, man.
Alex spreading rumors.
Say again?
Alex spreading rumors. Rumors they're saying.
Anyway, guys, I got my brother on this morning show again. He's making a habit of it now, isn't he? He's making a habit of it now. Oh, dear me. Next thing, what's happening next? Guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification button so you can receive all the latest views right here and right now. So I'm going to play our promo video. I'll give Ralph a chance maybe to go and get himself refreshed. He might even change his top. You never know what happens on this channel. You never know.
We'll see.
Yeah. Look at this promo video when we're talking about our online digital services. If you are in need, I don't mean in need or need, but if you want help, on your YouTube, say career, social media account, and then you can come to us. But have a look at the video where we actually explain what kind of services we have. See you on the other side. As part of the Canon 4 TV experience and services, we're now extending out into additional online products such as voiceovers, thumbnail artwork designs, and video editing for small YouTubers who have less than 1,000 subscribers. Voiceovers. If you need voiceovers for short videos, 30-second adverts, stories, intros, and outros, then we can do this for you. Let us know the length of the voiceover and we will give you a polished audio file in less than no time. In addition to this, thumbnail artwork designs. As we pride ourselves on sharp HD thumbnail artwork designs, we can do this at a relatively low price. Send us your specifications and we'll produce eye-catching designs to attract subscribers and followers to your platform. And finally, video editing.
We have a range of video editing techniques, special effects, and software to produce a polished end product for which you can be completed in the quickest time possible. Now, if you would like help and support getting your channel promoted and your subscriber count going, then send us an email at arsenalpublic1@gmail.com. I repeat, arsenalpublic1@gmail.com. We are here for you, for the Canon 4 TV experience.
No, it's not. It's in Central America. It's in Central America. This is from Central America, not on the top. Okay. I told you would change this top, innit? I told you.
We're back.
How many tops have you got, Ralph?
Oh God, I think about 7.
7.
Hello, sir.
We're going live. We can say hello if you wanted to, but we're live for the last 45 minutes.
That's got to be a blooper.
Oh,
brilliant. Nothing but live channels.
Saying, why did I say? I've been live for the last like 46 minutes. Anyway. Let's go back into the live chat. Oh dear, where are we now? Johnson says, Ralph, actually, I want to know if Aguero is coming to Arsenal.
I'd like to know if he's coming to Arsenal.
I think we all want to know if he's coming to Arsenal.
We want to know if he's coming to Arsenal. This is the thing, and I said this yesterday, that we all have like a groundswell surge when we hear these things. And then when it comes to the transfer window, we'll build up our expectations to a point where we're thinking it's going to happen. And then all of a sudden, the contract is withdrawn because not enough money, that there's not enough time, and also we're back square -1 into the new season. So these are just speculation talks, as it were, with Aubameyang potentially going to be sold, and Aguero up, if he's up, as I mentioned yesterday, he's up to leave. We have to be very careful because we may want him to come. We may want to get rid of Aubameyang, but it's got to be for the right reason, because we've been here so many times.
Exactly.
You only have to go back last season, go back 5 seasons, go back 10 seasons. This is not a new phenomenon. This is the way that Arsenal seem to be doing business. They do it rather with no, and this is going to sound really disrespectful. I don't mean it to sound disrespectful, but you only have to look at the reasons why we are where we are. Every time that we are linked with a player, it doesn't happen. And you've heard even from Arsenal's mouth the amount of players that we could potentially have had, and we didn't go for. For what reasons? We had the money, but we didn't do it. We did silly business. If you want to look at the most recent, you look at Pepe. Is Pepe worth £72 million based on his performance alone? Is Aubameyang worth the amount that he signed up for based on his performance alone? These are two different ends of the scale. Aubameyang, if you're looking at it, he has scored a lot of goals for us. You know, he's kept us up. But where has his performance been since the time he signed the contract? Pepe, we all said it's down to confidence. He's playing in the wrong position. But why did we go in for a bid of £72 million? We could have had that money now for anyone else. So you have to look at the way that Arsenal have been doing their business 10 years plus and say to yourself, is it really the chance for Arsenal, the board, to invest money when really we should be getting rid of certain amount of players? For Arteta, I'm going to say like a broken record again. Arteta to have his 11, and Arteta to have his maybes. At either end of the scale, you got academy players who can go into the first team, and you got players who you need to get rid of.
Yeah.
So just look at it from that.
So can I ask you a question, Ralph? So are you for selling Auba or keeping him?
There's not a chance of us selling him because he's signed. He's signed a contract, and you know his form hasn't been brilliant thus far. But he's got a contract extension. How long is it going to be before we can actually sell him? He's signed for 3 years. I'm sure it's like 2 or 3 years. So I'm going to have to bring this up. Ozil, when Ozil signed and then he went missing, how long did it take us in order for us for him to sign for another club?
Too long.
And at what expense?
So
that's what I'm saying. It's great that we love to have these players, or we've got them signed, but what are they doing? Are they grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck? With Aubameyang, he's got to turn up for a game, and that's a cheap shot. I'll take that back. But I'm saying that we have been in this kind of arena for so many times that it's farcical. It is farcical. That's why we try and hold the board to account. That's why we want transparency to actually see what's going on. But you can't do that anymore because there's no AGM. Because the owner, lock, stock, and barrel, owns 100%. So this is where we are now. So it's down to speculation, and we won't know until the summer transfer window opens, or we won't know until the end of the window closes. And like I said yesterday, if Aguero wants to come to the club, he's got to want to. There's no point we're not a retirement home. We've done that too many times now. We're not a retirement home for ex-players. We want them to push us to the next level. Cantona done that for Man United. Company did that for Man City. We want players to take Arsenal to the. I'm not saying let's just be happy with top 4. I want us to compete to win. Compete to win.
But Ralph, like I said yesterday on yesterday's evening show, and I probably said this last year, it's unsustainable for a club to remain in the top 4 forever. Empires rise, empires fall. So, again, from 1971 to 1979, those were barren years. Managers come in with new philosophies, players come in with different mentalities, different attitudes. It's unsustainable to ask Arsenal to stay in the top 4 forever. And you look at the history, we spoke about this, about the type of players, the type of captain, like Vieira, Tony Adams. Those players are still in the game. But it's about sourcing and finding those players with that kind of attitude. Look at Burnley, Ralph. Look at Burnley. Those players, they play tough. They play rough. We can find a player of that ilk to lead Arsenal out, Ralph. Strikers come and go, defenders come and go, goalkeepers come and go. But the reason why we're having a problem with these players, because we don't have a true leader, Ralph. The ilk, there can only be one Tony Adams. There can only be one Patrick Vieira. There can only be one Pat Rice, one Frank McIntosh. But players who are like that, who can show a bit of grit, those players are still here today. But again, it's going down to sourcing and finding those players who will give you 110% when we're 2-0 down after 2 minutes. Those players can be found, Ralph. But, when you've dismantled the scouting network, 55 members of staff, the scouting network. Who's sourcing those players? Who's looking out for the best, best player who can come with those kind of traits at Arsenal? Well, what it is now, you've got like it's jobs for the boys network. Edu can call his mates who know a player to come play at Arsenal. We need the scouting network back to try and source and find those players who are like Tony Adams, who are like Patrick Vieira, who are like a Frank McIntosh, because those players still exist, Ralph. But it's the mentality that we have now that needs to be removed, Ralph. It needs to be eradicated. Those players still there. Burnley, look at those players. They play rough, Ralph. They play rough and tough. And that's what scares me. When we come up against Slavia Prague, those players, they play rough and tough. And what's going to happen to the Arsenal players? We're going to crumble because we don't have players to defend us. The last scrap we had, where I saw actually the players fighting, well, it's not physically fighting, but defending our lot, was the North London Derby when we beat them 4-2. And you saw the players scraping on the sidelines, Ralph. Those players now, they don't have the gumption to do that. They don't have the gumption. Sorry, Ralph, man.
That's okay. I'll let you go on your soapbox because I know you like getting on there. Okay, so first and foremost, when you were saying about it's not sustainable for us to be in the top four because empires crumble. We was in the top four for about 16, 17 years. So the opportunities that we had to progress, to actually win the thing, we had it there. We had the players there. So of course, unfortunately, we are where we are.
Mm-hmm.
We're out of the top four. We're going to be out of the top four this season. That's what I'm saying about next season. Next season, you can't just be going in hoping to limp into the top four, because your mentality is thinking, okay, anywhere between 5 and 4 and 6, that would do for us for now. No, I'm not accepting that, purely because when you compete to win. You don't compete to settle. To me, to go into 4 to 6 is settling. What's wrong with having the mentality to go in and win the thing? When you go into to win the FA Cup, you don't think, well, we'll just see how we fare against this team or that team. You're going to win, because that builds momentum and that builds mentality over time.
But you've just said the key word there: attitude, mentality. Those players don't have those traits there, Ralph. They don't have those traits.
I think that there's a few. I don't say all of them. I think there's a few. There's a few that have that trait, that mentality. But it's like almost that we have to have it drummed into them on a daily basis, and that should be in the core of your being. That should be your center core of your being, that you want to do better, that you have that grittiness, you have that determination to get over the line, and a manager can only do so much. With the sourcing, the scout situation, the scout situation is pretty much the bedrock of getting those players that have that kind of mentality, that can hold the foundation to make the team as solid as it is. If you don't have the scouts, then of course that's where we are where we are, because of the lack of scouts. So where are these scouts that we have at this moment in time? Do they have in them to say, all right, we've got rid of about 55 of us. There's about maybe 20 or 30 of us left. I don't know what the numbers are. So then it's down to Arteta to say, this is my requirements. I want a captain. I want my 11 to be as hard as any of the players any of the teams in the top 4, and I want them to be able to play my way of football. And that way, then that solidifies. And when we see that, and we can get behind it, at this moment in time, it's smoke and mirrors. We're only assuming and having bits of hearsay over what Arteta's doing or what the club's doing. And I said to you this as well, that the club, the owner has to tell the fans what his focus is, what his direction is for the club.
But that's what I said, Ralph. That's what I said. That's what I said. It has to be the owner or someone in I don't know, in the role of a David Dean to come. It doesn't always have to be the manager. We need a different face to tell us what is the medium and long term plan for Arsenal going forward.
Yeah.
Des says at least Raz is watering. Actually, he's wearing an Arsenal top. Alex, tut tut tut. Well, he's watering his top.
Hang on a minute. Are you trying to say that this bucket challenge that there's going to be some? I'm not in that, you know.
No,
I don't mind. I support Des. I want to see you wet, but I don't mind my.
This says hello, Mrs. Fodder. Hope you're well. Des, you just don't know. How do I ask Rafa? I'm fired up. I can't wait. I know how you feel, Colin. I know how you feel, man. I woke up, got up like just before 6 a.m. and I was fired up. I couldn't wait, man. Contracts don't mean anything these days, and that's what I was going to say. Yeah, I was going to say as well. Contracts don't mean anything, Ralph. He's got a contract worth, well, for the next 3 years or 2 and a bit years or 2 and a bit seasons. It doesn't mean anything. If a club comes in with a bucket load of money, Ralph, he'll be off. He will be off. Contracts don't mean anything. If contracts meant anything, there wouldn't be a buyout clause. There you go. There you go. Penny Van. Go on.
Sorry. So in essence, then, are we saying the same thing about Odegaard's contract?
Of course, because there is no option to buy him at the end of the season. But again, if you believe everything you read, apparently Real Madrid and Arsenal are going to come together at the end of the season and try and eke some kind of agreement out, irrespective of whether he's a Real Madrid player or not. Again, if you believe everything you read, contracts don't mean anything, Ralph. They don't mean anything at all. Sorry, Ralph.
There's I think that bucket might be getting a bit close, mate.
Penny Van Hazelberg says Arteta already ruled out a move for Aguero, according to Sky Sports 1 hour ago. There you go. Hot news. Breaking news. I need to verify that first before I say yeah or no. Yeah. Patrick Kenny says there's a number of players that will probably be leaving this summer. Hopefully we can bring in hungry and determined players, and hopefully Kieran Tierney will skipper us next season. And I hope that as well, Patrick.
Yeah.
Last time Arsenal played as a team, we were invincibles. Since then, most seasons has been down to individuals or a few players carrying each other.
Yeah.
Colin says ambition is not a quality that cannot be bothered type. Down to attitude, man. Attitude. Julius says, welcome, Julius. I don't recognize your name. I think you're a newbie. Please note that strength, attitude, and mentality are key for our team to qualify for Europe next season. A lot of those traits that the players don't have. The right strength, the right attitude, and the right mentality. They don't have it. A weak mentality has been our problem for years. Yeah, no gumption. No gumption, man. Shah says Aguero is finished. Do we want a Man City reject? We shall see, Raz. We shall see. Listen, Des. Whatever happens, if I lose, I'll lose, gracefully to yourself, and I'll show you the video. If I lose, if I lose, we have what's that? Mentality, a capture mentality in Kieran Tierney. It's found. It's not lost. It's found. We're going for an hour and 5 minutes, and it's just giving me the opportunity just to post up this 90-second video. Plan B, if you need a plan B, if you don't have a good retirement plan B in place, have a look at this 90-second video. Medium, long-term future, secure for your family, yourself, going further in the future. It's inspired myself, it's inspired my wife, Mrs. Fodder, who's just come by the camera. Have a look at this 90-second video. Please, please. You've got nothing to lose apart from this opportunity. Doesn't take much. Doesn't take much. You got 90-second worth of your time. Lift up the finger, look at the video. If you're interested, send me a video. Send me an email, arsenalpublic1@gmail.com, and we can talk about the opportunity. You've got nothing to lose, really. Okay, let's go on in the live chat for the last time. Since Vieira, the network has not found a captain. Ralph, are you talking about the? I think he's talking about the scouting network. I think he's talking about, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't have anyone. You know, I was watching a clip of Arsenal versus Juventus. I believe it was at Highbury. It was at Highbury. There's the talk of this new midfielder, Fabregas. And Fabregas scored. Vieira came back playing for Juventus against Arsenal. And I remember watching the match live. And it was all about how does Vieira feel about playing against Arsenal, and how does Fabregas feel about playing against one of the legends. And Fabregas to score in that match, and he did an assist for Thierry Henry to score as well. I was thinking, well, that was it. And I think Fabregas did lead us. He was a captain for Arsenal soon after when Thierry Henry left, but it was like, how can I put this? He was a good captain, but there was always one or two situations where it's like he was found wanting. He was a marvelous player, great footballer, can't deny that. But when you want somebody to lead at the team, he led the team out, but the invincibility of Arsenal was all there to see. With Vieira, he was a very imposing captain, and Adams imposing captain, and McClintock imposing captain. With Fabregas, as skillful as he wasn't imposing. And I think Wenger was trying to go along the terms of having smaller players, technically gifted players, but then you lost the imposing height against opposition, because if you remember, we played against Bolton quite a few times, and JJ Okocha showed us how to play in midfield. The Bolton then were a very tall team. The Liverpool team were a very tall team. Man United were like individually up and down, but they had the strength of depth in their squad. And the Man City, there was a very tall team. So for us, Arsenal players, if you looked at the midfield, they were about 5'5", maybe 5'8", 5'10". They weren't 6-footers. And I think that's where we kind of lost our way there. But yeah, we've had the captain, but to me it was like diminutive rather than imposing.
It says same here. It's just a bit of fun. Yeah, ice bucket challenge, man. Yeah. Again, once next season starts, we'll look to have the challenge again between ourselves and Arsenal fan circle, and let's see if we can make it 2-0 to Cannon Foy TV. Yes, get in there. So getting rid of the users network. Ship Auba of the number 14 and tell him to play his way back into it. Okay, makes sense. Shah says, yes, scouting network. Get some guys and Mrs. Fodder. Even Ferguson had a few average players, but those players always had a winning mentality.
Yeah.
Attitude and mentality counts for everything. Not your talent. Not your talent. Your attitude.
And having a hairdryer manager as well.
All right, great conversation. Which leads me to believe that we have come to an end on this particular morning show. There is no pre-recorded going to come after this one, and tomorrow there's no easy talk because for us, yeah, religious types, it's Good Friday, so we're not doing any show, the easy talk or any pre-recorded stuff tomorrow. And the next time you'll probably see me, next time you'll see me will be on Saturday morning. Yes, with some other interesting characters talking about their love for their club. It won't be Arsenal. These guests coming on every Saturday. You'll see my ugly boat race as well on Saturday morning. And I'll be doing the post-game reaction as well. Yes, we're back in action against Liverpool on Saturday. It's 8 p.m. kickoff, Ralph. 8 p.m. kickoff.
So just settle down, buckle up, because it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Thank you for that, Ralph. Thank you for that. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. I saw the numbers, just over 30 at any one time, and just kind of touching like 400 people just kind of tuning in and checking both Ralph and myself on this morning show over here at UK time, just 12:20. Thank you for joining us. Again, there's nothing going on. There's nothing happening tomorrow, Good Friday. I will see you the next time on Saturday morning. Yeah, same time, same place, different day. Ralph, thank you for coming on.
No problem, bruv. Thanks for joining us. And peace and love to everyone. Take care, stay safe. And no doubt we'll see you guys on the next video.
Wicked. So if you've been wondering who or what you've been listening to, you've been listening to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this